Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating International Day of Potato on 30th May every year. About two-thirds of the world's population consumes potatoes as its staple food. Nearly 50% of potatoes are used as household staple food or vegetable. The potato is resistant to drought, cold, and barren land with wide adaptability. By 2030, the total production of potatoes will reach 750 million tons, with an increase of 112%, of which production of Asia, Africa, and Latin America will exceed 440 million tons, with an increase of 100%, accounting for about 59% of the world. So this one crop, much potential, a millennium-old food with origins in South America and its region that made its way to the Europe in the 16th century, then spread around the world, the potato is much more than a source of nourishment. Potatoes are an important component of strategies to provide accessible and nutritional food and improve livelihoods in rural and other areas where natural resources, especially arable land and water, are limited and inputs expensive. The crop's versatility and ability to grow in a variety of conditions make it an advantageous crop choice. Potatoes are also a climate change friendly crop as they produce low levels of greenhouse gas emissions in comparison to other crops. In the past decade, the global production of potatoes has increased by 10%, leading to growth in employment and income, but more work still needs to be done to harness the full potential of the crop in the quest to end hunger and maintain and malnutrition globally. In addition, there is a wide spectrum of diversity among potatoes with over 5,000 improved varieties and farmers. Varieties, land races, many of which are unique to their original location in Latin America. The 150 wild relatives of the cultivated potato show a wide genetic variation with a range of traits, including the ability to adapt to different production environments, resistance to pests and diseases, and different tuber characteristics. There are a repository of the heritable traits for the continued generic improvement of the crop to respond to ever-changing environmental conditions, new biotypes of pests and diseases, and consumers' preferences. So the theme of International Day of Potato in 2025 is Shaping History, Feeding the Future, acknowledges the potato's deep historical and cultural significance and its evolving role in today's global agri-food systems. So the potato represents one of the most important contributions of the Andean region to the entire world, as it is one of the five main food crops consumed in the world, contributing to food security. Small scale and family farming production of the potato, particularly by rural farmers, including women farmers, support efforts to reduce hunger, malnutrition, and poverty, and achieve food security, and relies on and contributions greatly on the conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity. In December 2023, the General Assembly decided to designate 30 May as of the International Day of Potato to raise awareness of the multiple nutritional, economic, environmental, and cultural values of the potato and its contribution as an invaluable food resource as a generator of income for rural families and producers with a view of implementing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. FAO has developed a common vision and an integrated approach to sustainability across agriculture, forestry, and fisheries. This unified perspective, valid across all agricultural sectors and taking into account social, economic, and environmental considerations, ensure effectiveness action on the ground and is underpinned by knowledge based on the available science and adaptation at community and country levels to ensure local relevance and applicability. So food is at the core of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, the UN Development Agenda for the 21st century. The second of the UN 17 SDGs is to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Achieving this goal by the target date of 2030 will require a profound change of the global food and agricultural system. Today is also commemorated as World MS Day, World Multiple Sclerosis Day, which is celebrated every year on May 30, invites dialogue and discussion on the disease. Multiple sclerosis, in short known as MS, is a relapse-remitting disease with a very low progression. MS is also known as encephalomyelitis disseminata, and its symptoms include muscle weakness, double vision, and mental physical problems. Due to the lack of research studies on the disease, the exact causes behind it are generally unknown. Many scientists believe that there might be a connection between the onset of disease and genes and or nerve cell dysfunction. Furthermore, there is no permanent cure as of yet. The symptoms can be relied using the right set of treatments and medications. So the first World Multiple Sclerosis Day was celebrated in 2009 by the Multiple Sclerosis International Federation, MSIF. MSIF was officially established in 1967 as an international body that coordinated with national MS organizations belonging to many countries like Turkey, Slovakia, India, and the US. The federation aims to bring light to MS and the scientific research related to it. The theme for this year's World Multiple Sclerosis Day is Connect. The theme, which continues from 2020 through 2022, focus on bringing the world together by forming a connection with each other, as well as the self for the sake of better care. MSIF spends the whole month of May and early June spreading awareness and hope about MS through their themed campaigns. Around 2.8 million people suffer from MS each year. This disease relates to damaged myelin sheaths that cover the nervous system in a spinal cord and brain. The damaged myelin sheaths become covered in lesions or plaques. That is where the disease gets its name, multiple sclerosis, meaning multiple scars. MS exact causes remain unknown, but some scientists attribute genetics, infections, agents, and cell dysfunction to the disease causes. Symptoms include muscle spasms, speech and swallowing problems, coordination and balance issues, depression, mood swings, and so forth. While there is no permanent cure for MS, ongoing research relates to treating the symptoms with drugs and neuroprotection strategies. So this day is generally represented by a symbol of orange awareness ribbon. Show solidarity by providing support to MS survivors, talk to them and treat them just like a normal person. Many studies show that special treatment can be detrimental for patients, including MS patients, as it take a toll on their self-esteem and mental health. Whether it's a walk, a seminar, a dinner, or any charity funding event, participate in the activities to further show your support. You'll also get to learn more about MS and its related factors. One of the MSIF's main goals is to get the world talking about MS, and you can do this too by spreading awareness about the disease in your social circle. You can use hashtags related to MS on social media and start conversations about the disease, donations, treatments, and research. So the nervous system is divided into two parts. One is central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, and the other is peripheral nervous system, the rest of the nerves in the body. The alpha motor neurons located in the spinal cord transmit signals at a whooping rate of 268 miles per hour. The neuron cells can often be repaired or replaced, and this is why any damage can be permanent. There are more nerve cells in our brains than there are stars in the Milky Way. The longest nerve in the human body is the sciatic nerve, which runs from the spinal cord all the way to the tips of our toes to each foot. Humans are social animals who need the support of each other to see them through highs and lows of life. Without us understanding each other's hardship, it can become extremely difficult to continue. Thus, lending words of encouragement and positive affirmation to each other can do wonders. Today's medical advancements in all medical fields have led to a significant decrease in mortality rates. Several studies related to the MS are ongoing, even now as you read this and as you get to know about more this, hang in there because there's always hope for a better tomorrow. As year by year commemoration, the technology and the advances are happening in this field. So the MSIF's thematic tagline, I connect, we connect, calls for a deep understanding of another person's pain. It also invites dialogue to discuss solutions and better treatment and care for MS survivors. So the international theme a day of global solidarity, collective action, and hope. MS Day takes place on 30th May every year. Which is an international awareness day for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. It brings the global community together to share stories, raise awareness, and campaign for change. As it is officially marked on 30th May, but activities take place throughout the month of May and early June. The My MS Diagnosis campaign. The theme for World MS Day 2024 to 2026 is diagnosis, The name of the campaign is My MS Diagnosis and the tagline Navigating MS Together. So the My MS Diagnosis campaign advocates for early and accurate diagnosis for everyone living with MS. It highlights the global barriers to diagnosing MS, raising awareness by sharing real stories and data. We are calling for better MS training for healthcare professionals and new research and clinical advancements in MS diagnosis. Together, we are building informed, caring communities and systems that support people diagnosed with MS. So, my MS diagnosis is a flexible, wide ranging theme, whether you are an individual or an organization. You can choose to focus on a variety of angles when celebrating World MS Day, including lobbying decision makers to improve early and accurate diagnosis for everyone living with MS, highlighting global and national barriers to accessing an MS diagnosis, building informed caring communities and systems that support people diagnosed with MS, raising awareness and building solidarity by sharing experiences of an MS diagnosis, advocating for better MS training awareness among healthcare professionals, supporting for new research and clinical advancements in MS diagnosis. Most people with MS are diagnosed between ages 20 and 40. MS is 2 or 3 times more common in women than men. There is no drug that can cure MS, but treatments are available which can modify the course of the disease. So the team, MS International Federation, in short known as MSIF, in 2009, its members initiated the first World MS Day. Together, we have reached hundreds of thousands of people across the world, focusing on a range of campaign themes. Each campaign is developed in collaboration with an international working group of member representatives. Current representatives are from the United States, Greece, Argentina, Australia, India, Kenya, Tunisia, Spain, and United Kingdom. So show your support somewhere special with the MS Heart Challenge. The MS Heart is a symbol of solidarity for everyone affected by MS. Show your support for World MS Day by sharing MS Heart somewhere special. This could be next to a national landmark, a favorite, a favorite local spot, or a significant event. These best submissions will receive a World MS Day Certificate of Appreciation. So in India, Multiple Sclerosis Society of India, which is observed annually on 30th May, is serving a powerful platform to raise awareness about multiple sclerosis and to stand in solidarity with the 2.9 million people living with the condition worldwide and in India. This day is dedicated to fostering global unity, celebrating resilience, and inspiring hope for a brighter future. World MS Day is more than just an observation. It's call to action. It's an opportunity to advocate for improved services, celebrate the invaluable support networks, and champion the important source of self-care. Today, we are also celebrating International Hug Your Cat Day, which is also observed on May 30, is an opportunity to lavish your cat with hugs and pamper it as it deserves. Of course, you should already be doing this, but International Hug Your Cat Day is a one day dedicated specifically to doing so. The domestic cat is a species of Felidae family that is often disguised from the wild members of the larger cat family. Cats are classified as either house cats, farm cats, or feral cats, which roam freely and avoid human contact. Domestic cats are of great importance and value to humans for companionship and their ability to kill rodents. Cats can hear sounds that are too faint to occur at high frequencies beyond human hearing, such as those made by mice and other small mammals. Today is also commemorated as Loomis Day in US, which falls on May 30 each year, celebrates Malon Loomis and his important discoveries relating to telegraphic communication. Loomis, who was an American dentist, was fascinated by Earth's atmosphere and how it could be used for long distance wireless communication. While most of his experiments failed and or have been disregarded or credited, one of his prominent experiments led to the accidental discovery of primitive radio technology. The wireless technology was further developed and refined to provide the modern world with Wi-Fi, TV, radio, telephone, etc. So even if it was accidental, the world has Melon Loomis to thank for the wireless telegraphic technologies we all can enjoy today. He was born in New York and was the third eldest amongst his siblings. Later on, Loomis moved on to Ohio to become a dentist and work full time. While Loomis is most known for his telegraphic communication inventions, he also credited with creating artificial teeth from porcelain in 1857. Around the same time, in the mid 1800s, it became clear that the Earth was wrapped in an electric atmosphere. Loomis saw the potential of generating electricity from the atmosphere to meet growing electrical demands and realized the possibility of wireless communication. So, in October 1886, Loomis put his ideas to the test on the mountains of Virginia. He believed that the atmosphere discrete concentric layers would be able to generate wireless connections when individually tapped. He tied two kites to copper wires and then flew them 20 miles apart on two different mountains. Each of the copper strings was attached to a galvanometer, which is an electromechanical instrument used to measure electric current. Through his experiment, he was able to move one kite by moving other. Loomis believed that he had created a closed circuit, but it was actually an early form of radio signals. He received a patent for his discovery titled An Improvement in Telegraphy in 1872. From then onwards, many other scientists, researchers worked on Loomis' discovery. Today, we have a number of technologies ranging from Wi-Fi and TV to walkie-talkies, internet-connected home appliances, all thanks to the wireless telegraph. Today is also commemorated as National Creativity Day in US. Unleash your imagination for National Creativity Day on May 30. Many things in our lives, except nature, of course, was spawned out of someone's imagination. Artists, writers, sculptors, filmmakers, chefs, landscapers, artists, and many more. This day was founded to honor and celebrate everyone who creates new things each day, someone just like. So people having different opinions about history of creativity. Some believe it began in prehistoric ages when early humans used leaves to cover themselves and developed tools for hunting. Others believe it originated with the Australian Aborigines. They had moved from India to Australia, inventing an incredibly creative hunting tool, the boomerang in the process. People also tend to think creativity originated in ancient Egypt, Mexico, Asia. The pyramids, geometry, astronomy, and advancements in production and science are all examples of creative men. The term creativity itself has changed over the years, adapting to the way different cultures perceive it. The ancient Greeks preferred to avoid freedom of action in favor of following the rules when it came to creating art, a practice creative people do not prefer in today's world. The Greeks also had no specific corresponding to creativity, but there was one exception. The word poem, which means to make, applied specifically to poesis, poetry, and the poetess, poet or maker. After the Greek civilization, Romans developed a new vocabulary, literature, art, and most famously, sculptures. So medieval Christianity gave a new meaning in the term creativity. The Latin creatio referred to God's act of creation, creatio ex nihilo, creation from nothing. Later changes in this definition allowed the skill of creativity to be independent. It was no longer simply associated with the art. The greatest period of creativity in history is said to be the period of Renaissance, where everyone sought to express themselves and creativity bloomed in every aspect of life, even in politics, economy, society, art, philosophy, science, and education. So the last decade have been full of revolution, with science taking an interest in the skill of creativity to encourage us to nurture our creativity and thus inspire others to do the same. Film producer and president of Screenwriting U, Hal Grossman, together with Screenwriting U, founded National Creativity. Today is also commemorated as National E-Bike Day on May 30th in US to encourage people to ride their e-bike or make the switch to opting into electronic transportation. E-bikes are fun, sustainable, and economic way for individuals and families to get around, whether it's quick joyride or an exciting commute to work. They have become increasingly popular in the US. In recent years, as people look for affordable and eco-friendly transportation solutions, this day not only encourages people to enjoy the benefits of e-biking, but also creates the industry as it strives to change the way people move in the world. There is also commemorated as National Heat Awareness Day in US, which is observed annually on the last Friday of May, which falls on May 30th this year. National Heat Awareness Day is an effort by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, and the National Weather Service to alert workers, employers, and the public at large about the preventable health dangers related to heat. In order to reduce the overall rate of illness and deaths caused by it, this day was specifically founded as a reminder that many outdoor workers or laborers are at risk of serious heat induced conditions like heat exhaustion, dehydration, heat stroke, and even death. So, we bring to you tips on how spreading awareness about these conditions and their prevention can help mitigate such unnecessary medical emergencies. So, National Heat Awareness Day was founded by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration and the National Weather Service, an agency of the US federal government. While there is no record of the first observance, the importance of this day, what it stands for, is why we are including it. The reality is that every year in the US alone, people suffer and die from heat induced illness, which could easily be prevented with the right protective measures and intervention groups that are especially vulnerable to heat are outdoor workers like farmers, the manual laborers, young children, elderly adults, people with chronic medical conditions, pregnant women. Heat waves have on the rise in past few decades with a definite correlation to climate change, the crisis of global warming in the US itself. Recent history shows that shocking death toll due to heat waves, while various measures are being taken to adapt to rising temperatures and humidity. There is a need for awareness to be spread in order to mitigate the losses. Therefore, this day was created in order to spread awareness to overcome the high temperature related issues. This day is also observed to encourage the consumption of water to avoid heat related illness. Americans seem to be still underestimate the health risks related to conditions of extreme heat or temperatures, even though it is the deadliest weather condition in the country. With factors like pollution causing temperatures to rise earlier each year, the onslaught of the heat of the summer is coming faster every year. For this reason, it is imperative that nation at large begins to sit up and take notice of the fact that there are many groups in need for protection from unexpected killer. Today is also commemorated as National Hole in My Bucket in US, which pays homage to an old children's song that goes by the same name. The song There's a Hole in My Bucket originated in Germany in the 1700s. It describes a deadlock situation where the character Henry faces problem after problem, all due to a hole in his bucket. Henry attempts to find a solution through his friend Lisa's advice, but he is unsuccessful in coming up with a solid plan. So the children's song is filled with quirkiness and has been enjoyed by many other centuries over. There have been several versions of this song too. Some add adult elements to it, while others are politically satirical. So the lyrics to the There's a Hole in My Bucket are of conversation between Henry and Lisa. Henry tells Lisa about the hole in the bucket and he is advised to fix it using a straw. However, for straw to be of any use, he needs to cut it, but all he has is a dull line, which needs to be sharpened on a wet sharpening stone. And in order to get the water, he needs to have a functional bucket on hand in first place. This interesting tale of conundrums makes for an entertaining activity with its rhymes and poetic meters. People celebrate the day either by fixing the holes in their own buckets or recycling the faulty buckets by using them to pot plants or making umbrella stands out of them. Today is also commemorated as Mint Julep Day National. Today is also commemorated as Fakes Giving in US on May 30, which is a holiday celebrated either to honor the fact that family and friends can be celebrated at any random time or as a sarcastic version of Thanksgiving holiday. In the terms of core elements that make up holiday, it's hardly any different from Thanksgiving itself. A meal is prepared, family and friends are present, everyone gathers around a table, says what they are fakes for, and generally everyone has fun and creates memories with one author. The values and ambience surrounding Thanksgiving are not exactly replicated on Fakesgiving. However, there is the unmistakable gathering of friends and loved ones with the aim of having a good time. So, Fakesgiving was necessitated by a global pandemic, keeping everyone indoors over protracted periods. It is relatively new day about which not much is known, but one definite fact is that it was born from Thanksgiving. The history of Thanksgiving is rooted in English traditions that date back Protestant Reformation. It also has some elements of the harvest festivals, despite the harvest season in New England occurring long before November, the month in which Thanksgiving is celebrated. Today is also commemorated as European Neighbors Day on the last Friday of May, and this year it will be marked on May 30. The day aims to promote interaction and camaraderie amongst community members. Individualization, loneliness, and withdrawal seem to be on the rise of communities and neighborhoods which are interacting socially and people were in networking. So European Neighbors Day encourage people to get together and get to know each other to deepen bonds within communities. Despite the name European Neighbors Day is celebrated around the world with its growing success. It has even crossed European borders 1450. Partner cities are involved, housing organizations and associations are participating in over 49 countries, and there have been more than 30 million participants. Today is also commemorated as martyrdom of day of Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji in India on May 30, or the Shahidi Divas holds every year on day 24th of Jeth and third month of the Sikh calendar. This day is of a great religious value to Sikhs worldwide. Guru Arjan Dev Ji was the first martyr of the Sikh religion and is known for his great work. People organize religious events on this day and read the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. They also distribute food in the langars of the Gurudwara, a community eating practice whereby all visitors receive free food. Guru Arjan Dev Ji was born in April 1563 in Goindwal, India. His father was Guru Ramdas and his mother was Mata Bani. His maternal grandfather and great grandfather was Guru Amardas and Guru Ramdas, respectively. After his father's death, he became the fifth of the 10 Sikh Gurus in 1581 at 18 years. After his untimely death by the Mughals, his son became the sixth Guru in 1606. His son's succession caused much controversy. The choice of Arjan, his youngest son, as a successor led to many disputes and divisions among the Sikhs, which Chand vehemently opposed Guru Arjan and created a factional sect. Guru Arjan's followers formed Minas, an alliance with the breakaway faction. He is known for his initiative to build the Golden Temple or the Harmandir Sahib in Amritsar in 1604. He also designed the four doors in Gurudwara and proclaimed that his faith was for people of all castes. In August 1604, he compiled the Guru Granth Sahib, which comprises the writings of past gurus in one book. He followed the Masan system initiated by Guru Ramdas, which suggested that Sikhs donate at least 1/10 of their income to the Sikh organization, Daswan, which financed the building of Gurudwaras and Langars. In 1606, he was imprisoned in Lahore fort and tortured and executed by the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, who had imposed a fine and erased some hymns he found offensive. Because of his increasing popularity as a spiritual leader, Jahangir killed Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Arjan Dev Ji was under the supervision of Guru Amar Das and Guru Baba Budji and received education in Gurumukhi, Sanskrit, Devanagiri, maths, and meditation, and was highly educated. He was married to Mata Ganga, the daughter of Bhai Krishna Chand, who birthed Hargobind Singh, the sixth Guru of the Sikhs. While compiling the Guru Granth Sahib, Guru Arjan Dev Ji added 2000 hymns himself and wrote the Sukhmani Sahib Bani. A light festival was held in 1604 after he finished compiling the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. He was a popular spiritual leader. People of different faiths and religions met him for his blessings, and he was very popular. These days, celebration of life for all religions and acceptance of everyone. It celebrates peace and harmony. It commemorates Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji and his work. It celebrates his noble life and dedication to a cause. And this day was a great history. It's associated with the Gurus in Sikhism. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before leaving the platform. So see you all tomorrow with the same commemorations, with the same joining link with different commemorations tomorrow. At the same time, take care. Good night.